Hello everybody and welcome back. I am so excited for today. It's a very special day because the true star of the show is back after a very long break. Everyone, please say hi to my dad. He made it
Hey everybody,
back.
I don't know about being a star. Maybe I'm a extra.
He's the star of the show. Well, we're really excited to share today's recipe because it's a favorite in our household and it's also something new for Taylor's Table. It's what we are calling
A restaurant remake.
So let's get everything we need. So what is a restaurant remake? Well, whenever we go to a restaurant and we find a dish that we absolutely love, we try to recreate it at home. And so that's what this recipe is.
And that's where most of my recipes come from because I love to eat and we go out and I want more.
And then he tells us it's too much money, so we have to just do it at home.
I'm the cheaper chicken accountant. So anyhow, today we're doing a recipe from a restaurant just down the block called Avilas Ranchito. They have them all around Southern California in LA. And so we're doing the famous Avilas chicken soup.
Woohoo!
So we have about 4 pounds of chicken breasts. It's about 5 to 6 breasts. We have our famous trio of fresh ingredients.
Yes.
So we have tomatoes. So you could either use Romas, and I would say about 9 to 10 Romas. I like these cocktail tomatoes on the vine, so I like double the recipe. It's about 20. And then we have 12 garlic cloves, a full onion, brown or yellow, and then our seasonings. So we have 1/4 cup of chicken bouillon. That's another one of our staples.
Yes.
We have 2 heavy tablespoons of paprika, 1.5 tablespoons of cumin. Another staple is our garlic salt and pepper. So a tablespoon of each. And then for garnish, we have cilantro, avocado, cheese, and the rice is gonna go in the middle.
And the rice is about 1.5 cups of brown rice. That's what we're using today. You can use white rice, and if you want a heavier soup, you can go for 2 full cups of rice. It's totally up to you. You can kind of customize this the way you want, but we are going to get started at our blender, and then we're heading to the stove. The first step when creating the famous Avilas soup is to make your flavor base.
So essentially what we're gonna do is we're gonna blend our first 3 ingredients, which are the tomatoes, the onions, and the garlic.
And we want it all the way smooth. Yep.
All the way smooth.
Okay, here we go. Okay, we have blended our flavor base, and I was actually corrected. You don't want it smooth.
You want it sort of chunky, so when you actually eat the soup, there's a little bit of visible tomato or onions, depending if you like that thing, but I like it chunky.
Okay, so not smooth, a little chunky. Let's head to the stove. We aren't going to the stove quite yet. We have a couple things to do first. First, you need a really big soup pan for this recipe, and we are going to start by dropping in our chicken and our tomato flavor base that we just made into the pot.
Next, we're gonna add our seasonings, all of our seasonings, and then we're gonna walk over to the sink and fill up the pan with water so it's about 2 inches below the top line.
All right, let's do it. We finally made it to the stove, and this is what your pot should look like when it is filled with liquid. Next.
So we're just gonna give it a little stir just to mix all the ingredients up. And one of the things I love about this recipe is it's easy. I mean, you could just, and you're gonna see right now, basically we're gonna turn on the stove and we're gonna let it cook for about 40 minutes, 35 minutes until the chicken is nice and tender. We'll turn it up to about like a medium-high heat. And we'll see you later. Okay, so our chicken has been cooking in the broth for about 35 minutes, so it should be done. We're gonna take out a piece. It looks done. And we're gonna start shredding all of this with a knife. So you'll notice that lots of the liquid has evaporated already, but all the flavor is still there, nice and concentrated. So we're gonna do a couple of things. We're gonna fill this back up with water, probably till it's about an inch to the top. And we're gonna stir it up. And then we're gonna take some out to mix with the cilantro a little bit later. So we're just gonna take it out and put it aside. And then last but not least, we're gonna put our rice in there and let it cook for like another 10, 12, 15 minutes until the rice is ready, and then we're almost done.
While we let our rice cook, we are going to get started on our little cilantro blend.
Right, and so for those of you who don't mind doing tedious tasks, you can pull off each cilantro leaf and chop it.
Wow.
But I don't like doing tedious tasks.
We don't have time for that.
So I just take the whole thing, break it. We actually have like a clump and a half, so we're gonna use a clump and a half and save the other half a clump for garnish. Mm-hmm. Just throw it in there, put in our liquid.
And we're blending it till it's
rough. So we're almost done. While our rice is finishing its last 5 minutes in the soup, we are gonna start prepping our garnishes.
Yes.
So I'm gonna chop some avocado and Taylor's gonna do the tedious job of the cilantro leaves.
I'm absolutely not doing the cilantro leaves. I will do the avocados. We're just gonna dice them. And what are you doing to them?
I'm just gonna pull off leaves and really just, it really is just to go on top.
Our garnishes are all ready to go, so it's time to head back to the stove and we are gonna finish our soup.
Okay, last but not least, we're gonna put our cilantro mixture back into the pot. Okay, our soup is all done. All that's left to do is put some garnish on it. So I start off with avocado. I go heavy on avocado because it's the best. A few cilantro leaves. And if you're into cheese, remember Taylor doesn't do cheese, but I would sprinkle some cheese on there and just let it ferment for a little bit.
Oh, well, not for this round. We'll give it a quick taste. Oh, it's delicious.
Yummy.
So much flavor. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining us. If you try our restaurant remake Avilas famous soup, please tag us. We'll see you next time.
Bye.